Now, I have a couple friends that do play Dungeons & Dragons, and when they tell me about it, it sounds out of this world, very fun sometimes, but I have never played it. I've never seen anyone play it. I've never seen the original 2000 movie, which I've heard is awful, but I was going this movie a normal citizen, and it was a theater filled with children and Dungeons & Dragons fans.
Here's Johnny. My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
Expecto Patronum!
Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves stars Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Justice Smith, and Sophia Lillis, and is about a charming thief and a band of unlikely adventurers embark on an epic quest to retrieve a lost relic. From the directors of Game Night, which is an awesome comedy if you've not seen, comes a brand new Dungeons & Dragons movie, and like I said, I went this movie with not a ton of hype, but the trailers just seemed like a fun time, honestly, and I was hoping for that. We've had a full month of sequels, so for Dungeons & Dragons to come out, and to me sitting here saying, I really enjoyed this movie and would love to see more. My biggest praise has to be the world of Dungeons & Dragons. I found this world very interesting. All of the different spells, all of the different locations. I just enjoyed this world. I want to see a sequel. I would love to see what they can do with more of the lore, because this movie definitely feels like we need to make a general plot audience movie that people can come in and just enjoy it, and then if we want to do more, we can get more into deeper lores and stuff like that. And for me, not knowing anything about Dungeons & Dragons, I knew nothing. I knew nothing. All I know is Chris Pine, who is awesome in this movie. Very much a Star-Lord sarcastic dickhead in this movie, but it's such a self-aware script that his character worked for me. I enjoyed this entire cast, honestly, especially our main four. Besides Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez kicks butt in this movie. She also has a very funny and interesting background that I enjoyed, and when she's not an interesting character, she's kicking butt and she's awesome. We have our girl Sophia Lillis from It. I liked her entire transformation into animals. It was very useful in this movie. And Justice Smith, which if you know me as a big Jurassic Park fan, I did not like him in Fallen Kingdom, so for this movie, he was a great sorcerer, and them four together, it really worked. They were all very funny, they all bickered against each other, and they worked together as a family in this movie, and I thought it really worked. You have to have great characters and just exciting stuff happening when you have such a predictable plot. This movie did it perfectly. I found this movie very funny. Like I said, our main cast is funny, but the whole movie, there is just so many self-aware moments. There is such a scene in this movie where they go to bodies and are asking questions, and it feels like Monty Python. It was so funny. Seriously, there are many moments in this movie I found myself laughing many times, which is a good thing. I was enjoying myself, and the action set pieces, they're pretty awesome. I will say, a lot of the very lit CGI scenes, the CGI is not the greatest. There are a few times where the CGI looked pretty good. The dragon sequence, I thought it looked pretty good for itself, those darker stuff, but when they're out in the open, the brightness, the CGI definitely shows, especially the green screen, which is probably like my big issue besides it being such an easy plot, because I know Dungeons & Dragons has so many people playing it, and there's so much lore to this movie. This movie is a very easy watch. It's literally Chris Pine trying to save his daughter from the castle, and that's the main plot. He's got to get a bunch of stuff to get in there to save the day. That's the entire movie, and I enjoyed it, but I can say it's a very easy plot to watch. But again, when you have very creative cinematography, awesome characters, awesome action scenes, and it's just a great pace to the movie, I don't care if it's predictable. I was enjoying myself. And when they have amazing makeup and prosthetics, these animatronics and these costumes they have, round of applause. Seriously, good job, Dungeons & Dragons. There is CGI, but there are a lot of animatronics and makeup and just complete different creatures you see. Great job. I love seeing that in a 21st century movie. That is awesome to see. And again, I I enjoyed myself. I didn't expect Dungeons & Dragons to be this entertaining. I enjoyed the world. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed watching it. It is so self-aware funny that I loved watching it, and I cannot wait to see if they do more of this movie, because for a first movie, they did a great job. Yes, generic plot, generic villain, but hey, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves a B. So I really need to ask all you hardcore Dungeons & Dragons fans, do you want a more serious Lord of the Rings movie, or are you fine with this? I really want to know what you guys think about this. Am I just a dumb original citizen that's like, I enjoyed the movie, but there's going to be that hardcore Dungeons & Dragons fans that are like, this is awful. I would love to hear your responses in the comments below. I really want to read these, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this early movie review, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, everyone!